What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, Sports Life Politics TV. Well, today we're going to be going over another white supremacist mayonnaise monster. This man's name is Payton Gendron. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This man was a white supremacist coward who went into a Tops grocery store in Buffalo, New York, and killed at least 10 unarmed black people, mostly elderly. I've been making videos here lately about these white supremacists on the loose. Obviously this one has been captured, but regardless, he was on the loose when he needed to be. White people bullshit around, soft shoe around, take their time in finding and prosecuting and holding these people accountable for the things that they do. This kid had already made threats before in his high school to shoot up the high school. When you do that, you automatically go on the FBI watch list. So obviously he was already on watch list, but yet they didn't watch him while he went in there and killed all these unarmed black people. And I'm kind of pissed off at these black people too, because black people, we got to start arming ourselves. We got to take this threat way more seriously. We've bullshitted around for the last 50 years. And it's only gotten progressively worse. These white people know what's happening. Every time something like this goes terribly wrong, they come out of the woodworks and they hold hands with you. They cry with you. They laugh with you. They heal with you, but they don't do shit to change a law to fix it. Not one law has been changed since the Floyd killer, since George Floyd died. The Democrats, they bullshit around us, give you a bunch of false platitudes and hugs. I don't know what it is with the Negro, but he's became one big teddy bear. He loves to be fucking hugged. Every time something goes wrong, the Negro wants to march in the street and cry as if somebody gives a damn about your tears. Nobody cares. Black people need to arm themselves. I'm not talking about arm themselves to go out there and do something like this coward did. I mean, arm yourselves for protection. These white supremacist groups are serious. They go into neighborhoods and do drive-bys, believe it or not. They commit all type of crimes dressed as a black man. They're using these cosmetics. Hey man, they're doing all type of stuff to undermine us at every turn. We're at a point now as black people, we have to take this threat as serious as it is. They're hitting soft targets. These are the people that we're supposed to protect, our elderly. Just like Dylan Roof, when he went into that goddamn church and the black people invited him in. They knew he looked strange, but they was hoping the Lord could save him. But the Lord ain't gonna save you from being an idiot. When you see something wrong, you know something wrong or feel something wrong, damn it, you're supposed to act on it. Dylan Roof had never been in that church in his damn life. He just shows up out of nowhere, eyes bucked out of his head, looking like a maniac, and you invite the murderer in? No. Hell no. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. A lot of these police officers, they show up acting like they're really trying to solve crime. They're not doing anything. A lot of them are actually white supremacists themselves. They be on these same websites that he's on, 4chan, and all these other little chats, white supremacist chats they have online, Reddit. And a lot of these cops be on these same sites, believe it or not. In 2006, the FBI, they did an investigation and they said the United States police departments in America have been overran with white supremacists. I'm gonna get this video going. Let's see if we can't pick some of this stuff apart.
Down. They were parents, a deacon, a woman who ran a food bank. All but 2 of them were black. Authorities believed a heavily armed man who wore body armor.
Let's go. Let's take a look at them again.
Down. They were parents, a deacon, a woman who.
And look at that. Mostly all elderly black. That shit makes me so mad. That's so frustrating because that look like our auntie, our grandma. Them are people, man. Look at that. And they just got gunned down for going to the grocery store. But yet they not talking about changing any laws. Talking about we're gonna prosecute this man to the fullest extent of the law. Fuck all that. Where are the laws that need to be changed to protect? Asian people were getting attacked. They had a Stop Asian Hate whole campaign. And then they went to the White House and they got a Asian hate law passed. This was in months. We've been getting our goddamn hats handed to us for years, for decades, for centuries. Enough has got to be enough eventually. How long the Negro gonna wait on the white man to help him? When the law say you can bear arms and protect your damn self. Let me keep it going.
Ran a food bank, all but 2 of them were black. Authorities believe the heavily armed man who wore body armor and indiscriminately started shooting at shoppers had been planning this attack. He was here, casing the area, they say, on Friday, 200 miles from his home. Yesterday afternoon, he live streamed the attack on Twitch briefly before it was taken down. Law enforcement is...
So he's a fucking former gamer. Live streaming that shit on Twitch, and that's even more disgusting because white supremacists now have the video and they get to share the video amongst each other and enjoy black people being killed. And these are elderly black people, and these white supremacists are such cowards, they don't even take it to the real niggas. They don't take it to where motherfucking defend us. They take it to old, elderly black people. Disgusting.
Reviewing a document posted by the alleged shooter Thursday night. We'll have more on all of that in a moment. All day, we've seen people coming here to gather together, trying to comprehend the unthinkable loss for this community as the nation mourns. Tonight, authorities say the alleged shooter planned it all. It started around 2:30.
And they said he had body armor. So he's like a war zone player. Son of a bitch had 3 plates. Unbelievable.
Saturday afternoon in the parking lot of this Tops-friendly market store in a predominantly black neighborhood in Buffalo. The alleged shooter wearing full body armor and tactical gear, targeting people of color. Zanetta ever...
You see that trick bag? He wasn't targeting people of fucking color. He was targeting Negroes. See, the news, they so full of shit, man, at every turn. It's gotten to a point, like I said, black people, we gotta start protecting ourselves and protecting our own, protecting our elderly and protecting our children. And the only way you can do that is to bear arms.
Hart's 20-year-old son, Zaire Goodman, worked at Tops and was helping an older woman with her groceries in the parking lot. He was shot in the neck, but the bullet didn't cause major damage.
I've protected him his whole life from the ills of the world. And here we have a man, a terrorist, who came into my community, into our neighborhood. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard.
The woman he was helping was killed right in front of him.
And let me tell you this, if you white and you just happen to come across this video, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. Black people, we getting sick of y'all shit. As a group, black people are getting sick of white people shit. All the fake hugs, we're sick of it. We understand, we starting to get an understanding that yes, not all white people are bad, but who gives a fuck if the white people who are good can't help? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't help, what the fuck good that doesn't mean anything to us if we still can be harmed the way we being harmed.
Neighbors watched it all in horror.
There's a whole lot of shooting. They were just rapid. Just one after just kept going. And next thing you know, we came outside and it was just packed full of people. We saw, dead bodies. They were covered up.
In all, 13 people were shot. 4 were store employees. 10 died. Aaron Salter was a father of 3 and a Buffalo police officer for 30 years. Tonight, he's being hailed as a hero. For the last 4 years, he worked as a security guard at the Tops. Salter tried to stop the gunman.
Fired multiple shots, struck the suspect, but because he had heavily armored plating on, that bullet had no round. The suspect engaged our retired officer, and he was ultimately shot and deceased at the scene.
He worked over 20-something years as a...
And that's messed up, man. The black man tried to help and save, but the guy had damn body armor. And I just wish more black people was armed. I bet you he couldn't survive if 4 or 5 black people shooting at him.
Buffalo police officer lost his life at Tops. disgusting to you.
Another who died, 86-year-old Ruth Whitfield, who had stopped at the store after caring for her husband at his nursing home. After all the carnage,
And God bless that lady's soul.
the alleged shooter threatened to take his own life, but then dropped.
And he threatened, he was too big of a fucking coward to take his own life. You mayonnaise monster bitch. He was too big of a coward to pull the trigger.
His gun and surrendered to police. Saturday, he was charged with first-degree murder and pleaded not guilty.
A lone gunman, armed with weapons of war and hate-filled soul, shot and killed 10 innocent people.
And this fucking devil, he can go straight, this pedophile devil can go straight to hell.
Cold blood.
And if you voted for him, you should feel ashamed. Sometimes it's okay to feel ashamed. If you voted for this demon, you should be ashamed.
Today, raw emotion pouring onto the streets.
People just wake up to come kill us whenever they feel like it, and that's not okay.
We cannot allow.
You see what she said? That's sister, I'm telling you, white people, they'll edit these videos up and you won't really see the real anger and the vitriol in black people. Black people getting sick of this shit, man. Fuck the hugs.
All this to destroy us. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow those people that are upset and mad about what happened to try to take their own vengeance either.
He can shut the fuck up too. I don't even know where they dug this. I don't even know if that's a Negro. What in the hell is he even doing talking? They just grabbed a dope fiend, and when the black lady, let's rewind that. I want to go over that clip again because it's editing is a motherfucker. And this, when you're making videos or news clips or whatever it is, editing, it can persuade a perception. Look how they did that. I'm gonna go over that again.
Destroy us.
And pleaded not guilty.
A lone gunman, armed with weapons of war and hate-filled soul, shot and killed 10 innocent people in cold blood.
Today, raw emotion pouring onto the streets.
People just wake up to come kill us whenever they feel like it, and that's not okay.
We cannot.
And then the next clip, they get a meth monster, who I don't even think is a Negro, to yell out, not to say, but to say you can't let hate fill you. Sometimes it's okay to hate.
Not allow this to destroy us.
When somebody's killing you, you have every right to hate them for it. You don't have to love them.
We cannot allow this. We cannot allow those people that are upset and mad about what happened to try to take their own vengeance either.
A community united in grief.
And I want to go over this right quick. Hold on, let me go back. I'm gonna show y'all something right quick. You see these white people out here? There's a couple Jewish people out here too. You see these people? Some of these people be the feds, and some of these people be white people who just keep an eye on black people to see what the tone is, to see how we really feeling, to see where this shit going. And then there's a group out there who's because they're terrified. They're terrified that if the Negro actually gets upset, that it can lead to a race war. On paper, we have no chance in hell in winning a race war. But in actuality, the white man has so many enemies around the world that he can't afford to take his eye off the ball and be completely focused on us with all his enemies around the world. So it's better off to practice white supremacy from a distance. You don't want it up and close, man to man. You'd rather be able to pick people off, fuck people up, jail people, that type of racism, where you can always keep your foot on somebody. This open, barbaric racism, this shit's not good for white people.
And that's not okay.
We cannot allow this to destroy us. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow those people that are upset and mad about what happened to try to take their own vengeance either.
A community united in grief.
That nigga only had 2 teeth in his head. He need to be quiet.
It is very hard to be here today. We are learning more about the suspect. Authorities have questioned him in the past, we've learned, and now investigating his racist online posts. Here's Emily Aketa.
Tonight, new details on the man behind Saturday's stunning attack. Authorities confirming this wasn't the suspect's first run-in with trouble. Last June, state police say he made a threatening statement at his high school, Susquehanna Valley. School officials alerted police, which resulted in a mental health evaluation.
Here we go, a mental health evaluation. When your ass got the common sense to write a manifesto. Don't give me shit about you being mentally unstable. Although he didn't partial none of his words, he lined that shit up perfectly. He said everything he needed to say in his manifesto. He knew exactly what he was doing. And then these white demons get on here yelling out something about mental health. Fuck his mental health and fuck you too.
Authorities say he was released shortly later. Now, less than a year later, 18-year-old Payton Gendron is accused of killing 10 and injuring another 3, streaming his first steps on a gaming platform. Twitch said the feed was removed within 2 minutes of the violence.
What alarmed you the most leading up to this incident?
This person intended to have a broad platform for live streaming it, sharing his information, his ideas, his hatred.
Now this is some Democrat. You notice these people get to talking and they'll never talk about changing no laws like they did for Asian people with the Asian hate crime bill.
Online, there are others who know this now, and that's what scares me, is how far this virus is now spreading and how quickly.
The suspect drove several hours from his home in Conklin, New York to reach Buffalo. A day before the attack, police say the suspect was canvassing several spots. He was targeting a predominantly black area, according to a manifesto authorities believe the suspect authored. The 180-page document was posted online just 2 days before the massacre. The author...
So when he posted that online, you telling me when he was already made that threat to for his high school that the FBI didn't see that? They seen it. The FBI, CIA, they see everything. Nothing gets past those people. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. They knew he was gonna do this, allegedly. But they knew he was gonna do it, 100% alleged. But they knew. Because he was already on the watch list. Anytime you make a threat to shoot up a school, you automatically go on a watch list.
Referred to himself as a white supremacist and repeatedly referenced the mass shooter who killed 51 people at a New Zealand mosque.
We have evidence that he was here, that he was doing some reconnaissance on this place, that he was at the location and some other locations. The evidence we have right now, we do not believe it was a spur of the moment.
Tonight, Buffalo's police commissioner warned of a lengthy investigation, but was firm on the nature of the crime.
This absolutely is a hate crime. There's no doubt about it.
And Emily's with me now. What more do we know about the weapons, Emily?
So the suspect's parents say that he just recently purchased the guns. Investigators recovering 3 on scene here, some with messages of hate and racial slurs. The police commissioner tells me that it does appear that he...
Yeah, and on the AR-15 that he had like a bunch of racial epithets. He was stuff like Black Lives Matter and here's your reparations and the 14 words. The 14 words is something about saving white kids, saving white babies from eradication or some whatever it is. But he had a bunch of racial epithets all over his gun, calling black people monkeys and so on and so forth.
Purchased them legally, but he also had in his possession high-capacity magazines, which are not allowed here in New York. Kate?
All right, Emily, kind of thank you. Earlier today, I spoke with Grady Lewis, who talked to the alleged gunman here outside the store on...
Well, I'm gonna skip over this because I got another clip of Grady. And Grady, I'll wait till I get to the clip on Grady.
Kate, we're hearing about 6 people shot in this shooting, 1 killed, 4 critically wounded. Authorities got the call this afternoon about...
this is another story. Okay, let's go here.
Fired.
Me church in South Carolina.
When you lose a loved one in a fashion such as that, by a white supremacist, by someone who is geared with hate just because of the color of their skin, it's going to be something that you're going to be dealing with for a very long time.
Jackson says these moments of tragedy are a call to action for leaders to speak out against hate and the ideologies fueling these attacks.
Who gives a flying fuck about speaking out against hate? Who cares? What? I mean, they really must think black people IQ is really that low. They really believe in all them theories and shit that they be spewing. Because who cares about speaking out at this point? We need laws changed. There need to be severe consequences and punishments. And what the black man need to be doing is arming himself to protect himself.
His message for Buffalo's grieving community?
Continue to love. This was a situation done out of hate, and it's easy for us to turn around and want to retaliate, do the same thing, but continue to keep your peace, continue to make your loved ones proud.
I'm gonna rewind that one more time.
Just because of the color of their skin.
This Negro said, continue to love. What in the fuck are black people? Are we a bunch of big fucking Care Bears? We're gonna open up our chest and shoot out a ray of love and change the white supremacist minds. Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna beat the white supremacists with love. Wow.
It's gonna be something that you're gonna be dealing with for a very long time.
Jackson says these moments of tragedy are a call to action for leaders to speak out against hate and the ideologies fueling these attacks. His message for Buffalo's grieving community?
Continue to love. This was a situation done out of hate, and it's easy for us to turn around and want to retaliate, do the same thing, but continue to keep your peace, continue to make your loved ones proud.
And that right there is why black people keep getting attacked. It's Negroes like him why we're in the predicament we're in now. Because he thinks that you can heal white supremacy with a ray of love. All you have to do is pull your jacket open and shoot out a rainbow right into that white supremacist's heart. And his mind will be instantly changed. And he'll see you as his equal and his brother in the human race. Get the fuck out of here. Let me go to another clip. I want to go to the clip on this brother right here.
And right now, we want to go back to the scene of the crime.
News 4's Tara Lynch has been at...
And my God, they got the two oldest anchors in the history of television. This must be the Senior Citizen channel.
the scene all afternoon and all evening. She can bring us an update now. Tara?
But I've been telling you one story since we first came on the air, and it was about this man here, Grady Lewis. You were in that Tops earlier this afternoon. We're going to get to that story. But you told me just a few moments ago that you actually spoke with the suspect yesterday. He was here. Tell me more about that.
I seen him, and he looked strange in the neighborhood. Anybody had a Genius shirt on. So I wanted to see if he was a genius, and we sat and talked about string theory, critical race theory, beginning of civilization, and he seemed like he was a genius, actually.
Now something's odd about this shit. This Negro just so happened to run into him the day before. And he had a conversation with the mayonnaise monster about string theory and critical race theory and all the other type of fucking empty subjects. And then this Negro had the audacity to get on national television and call this man a fucking genius. What in the fuck is wrong with some of these Negroes? Let's hear it again.
He was a genius, and we sat and
That.
I seen him, and he looked strange in the neighborhood. Anybody had a Genius shirt on. So I wanted to see if he was a genius, and we sat and talked about string theory, critical race theory, beginning of civilization, and he seemed like he was a genius, actually. He said he came up just to see the countryside.
So you talked to him for 15 minutes, and your observation was that the little white boy was a fucking genius. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
And he was gonna go out camping. He bought a big thing, a jug of water. He had a little nervous twitch to him. I bought him something to drink, and we sat and talked for about an hour and 45 minutes after seeing the pictures and seeing the blue car that I seen he got into yesterday. So it's a shock right now, and he told me his name was...
So this Negro talked to the man Not for 10, 15 minutes, y'all. For an hour and 45 minutes. Once again, I'm no genius. But something is rotten in Denmark.
Payton. So it's a shock.
And we did see a blue car get taken away from this scene just about a half hour or so ago. And you were saying that you were speaking with him on a bench that's located outside of this Tops.
Yes.
That's the bench that earlier today, when I first got here, you were the first person I spoke to.
And he just so happens to have a black t-shirt on it to say Black King. Something is mighty suspicious about this nigga right here. This Negro right here, I don't know. Something ain't right, y'all. Something ain't sitting on my spirit right.
And you usually like to stop and sit there and talk to people that are passing by.
And why is he smiling? Nigga, nigga, what's so funny? What's so see?
Today you didn't stop. So walk me through your afternoon here at the Tops.
Well, I went in there and got me some a juice and wanted to sit there.
This nigga is in there getting sippy. This nigga is in there getting juice, talking to maniacs.
Good day. So I walked across the street and I opened up my juice. And as I opened up my juice, I heard what I knew wasn't a firecracker. And I looked up and I seen a guy shooting people. Then I seen a security guard run inside. And then I seen
your friend, Payton, was shooting people.
Him going after him, shooting. And I saw him come back out, and then he had all kind of flags on, and glasses and helmet, and then he put the gun to his head, and he dropped it. He took off his gloves, he took off his gun, he put it down, he took off his vest, and then he got on his knees and laid down and put his hands behind his back, and they arrested him at that point.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, you were telling me about the security guard, the former Buffalo police officer who has tragically died in this incident. You were telling me today, he told you no lingering around the store, we gotta keep it clear.
Yes.
You credited that man with saving your life.
Yes, I heard him say to someone, there's no lingering around the store. So me knowing that he is a Buffalo police officer, I never really wanted to give him an opportunity to say anything to me. So when I do...
You see what I'm saying? I mean, some people, you might not feel what I'm saying. Something is not right about this Negro. What are you talking? He said you can't, there was no lingering. So I knew that I need to be across the street, and I knew something ain't right. Something just ain't sitting right.
Say to someone, there's no lingering around the store. So me knowing that he is a Buffalo police officer...
And who in the hell wants to linger around a grocery store? Who the fuck? Unless you're homeless, why the hell would you be lingering around a grocery store? And why would a Tops grocery store security guard, which he was a former officer, why would he have to tell you where you got a grown-ass black man not to linger around? We all know that. I don't even know grown black men who linger around grocery stores and have to be told not to linger around a grocery store unless you're mentally retarded or slow. I don't know what you call it now. I don't know what the political correct term is. But I tell you one damn thing, you don't have to be coached to say that. I mean, to know that.
I never really wanted to give him an opportunity to say anything to me. So when I do go, I shop and I leave. And that's the reason why I left.
I'm sorry, keep stopping it. But the nigga said he shop and he leave. That's what everybody does.
Because I heard him tell people that a couple times. So you don't really got to tell me something 4 or 5 times for me to understand.
See, listen to me, y'all. I told you, if you can't see what I'm seeing, that something's off about this Negro right here. It ain't sitting on my spirit. You don't have to tell me 4 or 5 times not to be around no store, because I knows to get on across the street. I knows to shop and I knows to leave. You know what I says? Look at me, I was a black king.
And from what I heard, he went back and he shot at him when he went in the store. So yeah, but if he wasn't there, I would have been sitting there. So I'm definitely thankful.
If he wasn't there, he'd have been sitting at the grocery store? I told you. Something ain't right about this Negro. See, we don't have all the details All I can do is read it in between the lines. Like I told people in my previous videos, man, God gave me a gift to read in between the lines, and I read body language very well. His body language is completely off. He's stuttering. He's saying shit that's like common sense. You know how somebody tell you, oh, I'm grown, and they like 38? You like, yeah, I know you're grown. I can do what I want to do. Yeah. Why are you telling me stuff that's plainly obvious? I know you can do what you want to do. When I shop, I leave. That's what everybody does. Telling y'all something's rotten in Denmark with this Negro right here.
I heard him say that. Yes, I'm definitely thankful to Mr. Salters. Yes, definitely.
Well, Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for joining me here tonight and for telling me your story earlier today. I appreciate it. This entire community here is mourning this tragic loss. There's a memorial set up down Landon Street here. A truly challenging, difficult, sad, heartbreaking day here in the city of Buffalo. For now.
Unbelievable. Let's take one more little small clip and I'm gonna end this video. I think was this it right here? Yes.
New York before opening fire.
Get to the beginning.
As we learn more about the lives lost in yesterday's mass shooting, we're also getting more insight into the 18-year-old who took them. Payton Gendron drove more than 200 miles from the city of Conklin, New York, before opening fire at the Top supermarket in Buffalo yesterday. Residents in that small town seem to be stunned by his actions, as are the rest of the country. Cody Butler is live for us in Conklin, and Cody, the reaction there is mostly one of shock, I imagine.
Really? They shocked in Conklin? Even though he had threatened to shoot up a school? Even though he's on the internet with white supremacist views? Even though 2 days before he dropped the manifesto? Everybody's in Conklin, they can't believe it.
Good evening. Yeah, across the country, people hearing about the mass shooting first, and then people here in Conklin hearing that the shooter is right in this small community. Now, state police and the FBI have been here searching the home and the property in this part of the investigation.
This is part of our neighborhood and where we live, and it could have been at the grocery store right down the street.
Nearly 200 miles away.
Do you hear how that lady just started out lying? That could have been at the grocery store down the street. When he said he was targeting Negroes, why would he do that at the grocery store in Conklin? That's majority white people. Stop it, lady.
From the deadly mass shooting in
Stop it, lady.
Neighbors in Conklin are seeing the investigation unfold in their backyard.
We're walking to the end of the driveway and I'm calling them out and going, there's something going on. And this whole area up here was flooded with people.
After hours of waiting and blocking Amber Hill Drive, investigators set up a tent and enter the parents' home of Payton Gendron. Multiple police vehicles coming and going throughout the day.
I've never seen anything like this in my life, so this is quite incredible to see this. It's heartbreaking for everybody.
Deborah Place and her husband, Terry, were notified by their son, who lives in Maine, that the suspect in the Buffalo mass shooting is from Conklin.
And we both just looked at each other and said, well, not from this neighborhood, you know, maybe somewhere else down in Conklin, but not.
Look at him. Shit, he's not from around my way. I don't really give a damn. I mean, if you ask me, the niggers had it coming. I mean, why are you even interviewing me, man? I mean, shit, I just got off 4chan myself, buddy. I don't even, I hate monkeys. I don't like Planet of the Apes, and I haven't bought a banana in 10 years.
This neighborhood.
Gendron graduated from Susquehanna Valley High School in 2021. Before graduating, he was arrested by state police for making a threatening statement. He was transported to the hospital for a mental health evaluation.
A nice family, and you just don't know.
Oh, his family was nice. He just murdered all them people. Nobody gives a fuck about that, Grady.
I wouldn't expect it.
Of course you wouldn't.
Now, it's unknown how long investigators will be here on scene. As I said, state police and the FBI are searching the property here in Conklin. Rudaby?
And Cody, are investigators, or the parents rather, cooperating with investigators?
As far as we know, they are. And state police and the FBI are keeping a tight lid here in Conklin, talking to neighbors. They know the family. They tell us that they didn't want to talk to us because they knew the family and that this was a touchy situation. Rudaby?
So hard for everyone involved. Cody, thank you. Thanks for watching.
Hey, you guys. That was another white supremacist, mayonnaise monster on the loose doing harm. Black people, we gotta be more vigilant. We gotta stay 10 toes down. We gotta protect each other. And we just gotta do better with asking for hugs from these people. Because they'll come out and march with you. They'll come out and sing with you. They'll come out and watch you twerk. But what they not gonna do is actually watch them laws be changed. All these white people you seen on here tonight, they know the plight of the black, they know the plight of the black man and the black woman. They understand it. But for me, personally, I'm into self-protection. Protect yourself. You know, we got a term in our community called guard your grill. We got to start guarding our goddamn grill. Because enough is enough. You go to the polls, don't vote for these people, the right or the left, until people come to us with real bills and stuff that's gonna actually help improve us, improve our neighborhoods. Why even vote? You get nothing out of it. All you get is murdered, and then you get a big Care Bear hug. You're supposed to open up your chest and heal the world with love. I say, fuck that. Wow, I don't know what to say, but you know, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Until the next video, man.